Hello Divine Being, my name is Juha Riverhill and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to speak about the third eye chakra. If you haven't seen the other chakras before this, I would recommend you to check out the first video about chakras in general and ways I'm seeing chakras. So I hope you enjoy today's video, because this is really important chakra also for human being. In the third eye we have sort of mystical side of human being, because there are the clear senses, I would say, or spiritual senses are located mostly in our forehead chakra. And when we are talking about this third eye, it has few sides in it. But before we start to speak about the senses that are located there, clairvoyance and clear audio, and there are many senses you can imagine. You can see things, you can sense things, you can understand things through this higher, let's say higher senses. As a human beings we have 12 senses, but we are going to speak about few of them today concerning this third eye chakra. But in the third eye chakra the most important thing is the intuition. And when we are talking about intuition, I always put them in two different categories. First one is the passive intuition, that we can call it guidance or leading. Unconditional love, our guides are giving us hints. They are giving us intuition about something and we are following it or not. we all have seen some kind of a premonitions that you will meet some other person in some corner, and if I turn left I will meet that person, and then your ego is saying, I'm always going to the right, why suppose I go to left? No, I'm going right. And then you notice that, oh no, I should have listened my intuition. But when we are talking about this passive intuition, this so-called normal intuition, it means that somebody from outside is guiding you, or somebody from outside is giving you hints, giving you impulses. How should you act or do or say or think or wind up in the right moment? That is intuition usually, and I call it passive intuition, because we are not active in that role. We are only receiving. We are open to receive guidance, but then and listen to signs and see the signs. But when we are talking about active intuition, then we come into other area. And when we are talking about forehead or third eye chakra, so between our temple, beside our temples, we have amygdala, or amygdalas, and between that area, between temples area, we have in the forehead area in the brains, we have this kind of a space or room for something. And I call that room or space, I call it buddhi. Like Indians call it buddhi, but they have slightly different definition for that thing. Buddhi means consciousness. And when we have, and we all have this consciousness, that is a space or area that is all the time receiving information. Things that we learn, we put them there. If they are higher spiritual wisdom and knowledge, we put them into our buddhi. And this buddhi is located between our temples, and this organ or organs called amygdalas, it's between there, and that it's like a electric magnetic area that it's a moving, living thing in our being. And when we have this kind of area in our head, that means that we become divine, or we become able to receive divine knowledge. And when we have this kind of a buddhi, or consciousness in ourselves, that is not only receiving information, but as a higher being of ours, which I call monadi or atman, they are using this buddhi to create. So when we are advanced in a spiritual way, we start to more and more use buddhi in our creation, when we are creating, when we are saying, when we are thinking. And when we start to use more this area between our temples, then we start to really, first time in our history, to develop as a spirit, in a spiritual way. And when this area is, let's say, electrified by our higher thinking, our positive thinking, then we start to develop more rapidly. But when we are trying to still hold on to old forms and old thoughts, we are sort of isolated, from the world, we are isolated from the knowledge. And when we are talking about third eye, it's all about self-trust. And like I've been saying many times, probably in many videos already, that when we trust ourselves, our intuition, or trust our intuition, it will develop. Without that trust, it won't develop. So we get shut down from the knowledge. And especially people are using the word I don't know, or sentence I don't know, I don't understand. That is shutting you away from the consciousness already by saying it once, that I don't know or I don't understand. And that's why you should avoid that such sentences. If you don't really realize something or understand, you can say that, okay, I will examine this. I will ask this. When you ask that from unconditional love or the world or the universal energy, it will reply you in time. And we all have a special time for that. And now you can use some kind of a magic wands or esoteric wands to ask things, or pendulum or something like that. But if you want to start to develop your consciousness, your buddhi, you better start to trust your intuition and also trust the signs and listen to signs and be open to the signs. And using this active intuition, you can ask. And more that you ask, more you will get information, wisdom and knowledge. If you knock, you'll be answered. That is one of the universal laws. You need to be open to receive and open to thirst the truth. And when you have thirst for the truth, you will start to receive. But no matter if you are a negative person or positive or neutral person or being, it doesn't matter when we are talking about this forehead chakra or third eye, because if you trust your intuition, universe will provide. If you want to create something negative, it works for a while because energy is like that. It's neutral. Our intentions, our motives can be negative or positive or unconditional, but energy just works. But also you have to notice that if you are using negative energies, thoughts and negative attitude, it works for a while but not for long. So it's really important, if you want to get higher knowledge, higher wisdom, is to concentrate on positive thinking and positive thoughts and unconditional attitude, unconditional intention in everything. It cannot be your passion. It needs to be the thing that you want to concentrate on, the truth and the will of divine. When you follow that will and truth of divine, then you will follow, you will get there. You will start to receive positive energy. You will start to receive divine knowledge, divine wisdom. But when we are talking about the forehead chakra, it also locates, there also is this higher senses like clairvoyance or clear geographic understanding, that you know where you are in the universe, you know exactly where you are on the map, or you start to realize what time is it. You start to connect the timelines. There are many kind of clear senses or the spiritual senses, but most important sense or senses we can have is the how you discriminate the energies. You need to be able to be open to energies, know and learning to know what kind of things feels and what they feel, what kind of different feeling you have when you have positive energy and negative energy or neutral energy. Or you need to start to discriminate the energies so that you can say that, okay, this is nature being, or this is terrestrial, or this is extraterrestrial, or you need to be open to learn in time. How does angels feel? What kind of a feeling is it when unconditional love or Holy Spirit is in a house? You have to be able to start to discriminate things, and that is the really important sense you can have. And actually those senses are coming, and this discrimination sense and also sensing the energies, it's coming from pineal gland. Like through our forehead chakra we are also connected to hypophysis, and that is actually where clairvoyance and other higher senses like that are located. But we should concentrate on developing pineal gland so that we can sense the energies, we can sense the truth and the wrong, what is truth and what is false. We have to be able to discriminate. We have to be able to discriminate the energies, not the people. That is wrong way. Sorry, but that is really important, that you start to realize that what energy is which, and what energies you need to be sensing when you are connecting to divine beings and not the lower ones, not the beings that are not from love. And that kind of a discrimination and that kind of a sense you need to develop in yourself. And in that sense, or that kind of a senses, you are titled, or you are blessed to have. Every people has that. But when we are speaking about the third eye chakra, it's also the senses, and it's also the intuition, both kind of intuitions, like I said, but it's also maintaining the eyes, nose, and all the higher breathing organs. And forehead chakra, so it's about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. It's about trusting your own words, trusting that what you are saying is worth of something. You are worth of something. And when you think you are worth, then you are really opening yourself to higher development as a human being, and also the higher development to who you really are. And you want to connect who you really are. But think about when you are in your life, in your everyday life, to start to trust your intuition. It's really important, because it's also the key to your higher development. Then you get more knowledge and wisdom from divine. I hope you got some valuable tips from this. And think about when you are going through your forehead chakra, your intuition that you want to see clearly, you want to see the truth, and that you want to hear the truth, and you want to understand the truth in everything and speak the truth. Then your senses and higher senses will open when you are unconditional, when you are asking these kind of things to happen to you so that others can also benefit. So we need to have this higher purpose. If we want something for ourselves, we want that also to others. In unconditional love, there's nothing that is only for you. There's always for you so that you can give others. And that is the motivation that you need. Selfish or universal selfishness you need to have so that you can have for yourself and share to others. Alright, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you get more connected to unconditional love and want it to your life and want to understand what unconditional wants from you. And also I want to hear from you. If you have points of view, what things you would like to see or hear, send me a message and I will follow that, your needs. But all the best for you and unconditional love.
Amygdala.
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 Amygdala.